So let's look at a function that will remove the last element of a linked list. And so we are going to look at an iterative solution and then a recursive solution. So to remove the list, the last node iteratively, we are going to traverse the list until we get to the end, right? And then we'll remove this node. How do we know that we're at the end? Well, when the next pointer is null, then we know we're at the end. And if we're at the end, we need to delete that memory and then change the previous node next to null, right? So we'll have to change this one right here to null. And so that's the algorithm of what we are going to do. So let's take a look at this code. First of all, we have to take into consideration maybe there are no elements in the list, right? Or maybe there's just one element in the list or node in the list. So if there are no nodes in the list, so if there's no head, we're just going to return the list is empty. If head next is null, right? There's no next. So if this were to look like this, right? If it was to look like that, we are going to delete the head and then we'll set this to null. Okay, and so that's what we'll do there, and then we'll return. If we haven't returned, then we're ready to traverse the list. So we need some other pointers to help us do that. Because remember, when we get to the end, this will be current, and I'll need to know what the previous one was so that I can update that next pointer to null. So I'm going to make two new pointer variables, one for current, and that's going to be pointing to the same place that head's pointing to. And then one for previous, and that will be null. So now I'm ready to traverse the list, and I'm going to loop while next is not null pointer. And so while it's not next pointer, I'll set previous to current, right? So this will now be pointing here. And then I'll set current to here. Okay, and then I'll look at current. Is that next a null? Nope. So I'll set previous now to here, and then current will be pointing to that node. And then I'll look, is current's next null? Yes, it is. So I'm ready to hop out. And I'm going to delete current, and then I'll set previous is next to null. Okay, and that's the iterative solution to deleting the last node.